Office of the Head of Local Government, unearned salary of 53,154 Ghana cedis. What has happened to this amount?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm here with my Chief Director and other directors, as well as the RCCs. So they are going to speak to that. Thank you.
Madam, let me start from a different place. I will start from Department of Community Development, headquarters. Non-deduction of rent, which is 75,000 Ghana cedis.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The amount in question is 75,454 Ghana cedis. A partial payment has been made from the officers to the tune of 6,800, and that has been paid into the Attorney General's.
Could you repeat what you just said? I want to hear it well.
Sorry, the 6,000.
Out of the 75,000, how much have you collected?
6,800 have been collected so far and have been deposited into the Auditor General's recovery accounts, and the rest have been scheduled to be paid in installments. I mean, not less than 1.5 years. We have also received a code from the Controller and Accountant General so that the deduction can be effected from the source starting from November this year.
Sir,
thank you, Honorable Chair.
Just let me remind you, you are live on GTV.
Yes,
you are live on Facebook. You are live on Parliament's TV channel. And you can look at this committee and tell us that out of 75,000 Ghana cedis, you've collected 6,800. And we should give you 1.5 years to collect this amount. I mean, now, Lazarus Benin, Assistant Director of Community, where is he?
Honorable Chair, please, he's not with us here.
He's not with you here.
Please.
He's supposed to pay 10% of his basic salary as rent. And he owes 12,000. Samuel Bleblu, he's a deputy director. He owes 23,900. How much of it has he paid?
Honorable Chair, collectively,
I'm talking about this particular person, Samuel Bleblu, who is a deputy director.
I think he had paid an amount of 3,000 out of the total amount.
You see, the number of months he's behind is 27 months. 27 months, and he's paid what? How much?
Honorable Chair, I think the arrangement is that he's supposed to pay 10,000 this amount to recover the amount within 27.
When did he start paying that 1,000 cedis?
Honorable Chair, the actual issue is that we actually applied to Controller and Accountant General to deduct the said rent from source since 2023. And in March 2024, we had a letter from Controller indicating that an allocation of a deduction code. But unfortunately, there was a mistake in the code. So we had to refer back to them for the correction. And unfortunately, it has delayed from Controller's point of view. In fact, these relevant documents have been made available to the auditors.
Sir.
And that's what.
Sir, sorry to cut you off. But all these people listed over here have owed this rent for 27 months. And you want 1.5 more years to collect this amount. How? What are you telling us?
Honorable Chair, I think what we took into account the ability to pay. Because what hopefully, thankfully, the code has been given. So what we agreed on was that once we pay the rent, what we have owned, we still will continue to pay the rest of the month that's ahead of us until the code is given. That's how come, this arrangement was made. So now that we have received the code, we will talk with the auditors so that we look at the
Sir,
again.
You were not prepared coming to meet this committee. You were not prepared. Look, Ajua Achampo, who is a principal community development officer, lives in a big, small, single room, pays 80 cedis a month, and she owes 2,160. And we should give her 1.5 years to pay 2,160. I mean, are we running an NGO or charity organization here? Sir, come again.
Honorable Chair, we have already started, intensifying the
I can make it easier for you.
Yes, the Honorable.
You pay this amount and you go after them to collect it. Simple. So auditors, take note. He's not making any effort. So he will pay 75,000 Ghana cedis. And then he will go after those people and collect his money.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Yes, madam.
Yes, please. They haven't done so well, but I want to appeal that if we can give them 6 months to ensure that they clear the debts.
Madam, they had 27 months.
I really understand that, and they should have been saving towards the payment. But now that they are asking for 1.5 years, I think it's not in order. And so I want to step in. The ministry wants to step in to ensure that within 6 months, they paid off this money. Thank you.
Now, 6 months.
Yes.
If it's not paid within 6 months, then who pays?
Honorable Chair, it's under the ministry, so we'll see to that and ensure that payment is effected. Thank you.
Who would pay the amount of money in 6 months if the whole amount is not collected?
The community development department will pay the money, but the ministry will ensure that that payment is made.
Auditors, take note.
Thank you.
The minister has guaranteed that the amount, this money will be paid within 6 months. If not, the ministry will be taking care of this amount. The Department of Community Development. The acting director. Madam, the recommendation over here is we recommended that the acting director should ensure that the accountant collects the total rent of 75,453 from the staff involved, failing which the acting director and the accountant should pay. So, auditors, minister is saying that we should give them 6 months. The acting director, whether you are still with us or not, you will pay this amount of money. You just saw the IGP who just left and the prison head of prisons here. So I can always call them back.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
The next infraction is on paragraph 1784. And Honorable Duke Oferiata will take care of that one.
Thank you, Chairman. The infraction, withheld taxes not remitted to GRA to the tune of 3,788. The auditors noted from the review of financial records that withheld taxes amounting to 3,788 for the supply of goods and services were not remitted to the Commissioner General. Management, you accepted the recommendation. What is the status of these funds?
Honorable Chair, the withheld taxes have now been duly remitted to Ghana Revenue Authority, and evidence of payment has been attached, and copies have been given to the auditors. Thank you.
Auditors, can you please confirm?
Honorable Chair, the amount has been remitted to the GRA.
All right, thank you. The next infraction is on paragraphs 17, 88, and Honorable Shirley, Chair will take care of that one.
Thank you. This infraction is to do with unearned salary. The auditors noted that...
I'm sorry, it's at the Office of the Head of Local Government Service.
Yes. Okay. So the auditors noted that during their payroll records,
the head of
Whoever joined us, have you taken the oath? Okay, then please take the oath before you can answer any questions.
I, Professor Lord Mensah,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
All right, you are welcome. Introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I'm Professor Lord Mensah, Head of Local Government Service, please.
Thank you very much. Madam Shirley, continue your questioning, please.
so the auditors noted that Madam Gloria, who went on a study leave for 16 months, failed to resume duty upon completion of her course on 18th December 2024. And this resulted in an unserved bond and an unearned salary of 103,153.94 Ghana cedis. Madam Gloria has refunded 50,000 Ghana cedis into the Auditor's General Recoveries account. The auditors have recommended the Chief Director to make sure that the remaining 53,153.94 is refunded and paid into the Auditor General's account, or her guarantors pay same into the account. Can you please help us with the status of this recovery?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. As we speak now, the 53,153.94 has been paid on the 7th of August, 2025.
Auditors, can you please confirm the payment?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we can confirm that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next infraction is on paragraph 1792. Official vehicle not accounted for. Where is that Land Cruiser? Western Regional Coordinating Council.
Honorable Chair, this was a vehicle that was being used by the former regional minister. And he came to Accra to the office of the president and got a new vehicle. But when he was coming, he didn't come with documents for the new vehicle, and he also didn't come with a letter confirming that the old one had been received at the presidency. So that is the status. That was the status then. And after this issue came up, we've written to the Office of the Presidency for them to confirm receipt of the old Land Cruiser and also issue a letter allocating a new one to us, but we still haven't heard anything from the head of the office of the president.
Madam,
Yes, sir.
when was the letter written?
Honorable Chair, we've written 2 letters. One was in 2023, and then a reminder was sent in 2024, please.
So the former regional minister took the Land Cruiser that belonged to the Western Regional Coordinating Council. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
And he brought that Land Cruiser to Accra.
Yes, sir. Yes, Honorable Chair.
And he came with another vehicle.
Yes, Honorable Chair. So it was as if it had been exchanged for a new one. Yes, Honorable Chair.
So the new Land Cruiser, where is that one?
That is what the current regional minister is using.
And there was no transfer.
No, Honorable Chair.
And you wrote the letter in 2023.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
And we are in 2025.
Please, we sent a reminder in 2024. And
Is that how you guys write reminders? You wrote it in 2023. Then you waited for a whole year before you wrote a reminder. So now the vehicle, you have the vehicle, but it hasn't been transferred yet.
yes, Honorable Chair.
So when are you? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. I wanted to find out, this new vehicle that is in your possession, do you have documents to that vehicle?
No, Honorable Chair, we don't.
So if somebody comes up tomorrow and says the vehicle belongs to that person, what do you do?
Honorable Chair, that's why we wrote. In fact, most of the vehicles that come to the RCCs don't come with documentation. So in our letter, we requested that an allocation letter be sent to us, and then documents on the vehicle be sent as well. So as a result, we are unable to get insurance for the vehicles or even roadworthy. So the regional minister's vehicle has no insurance and no roadworthy certificates.
Madam, what is your position out there?
Please, I'm the acting regional coordinating director.
Do you have a copy of this report?
Yes, Honorable.
Have you seen what is written on paragraph 1795? See, let's read 1794. It says, management indicated that the vehicle was taken away by national security operatives, but without formal transfer documentation for review. Now, you said it was a minister who took it, but not, they are saying over here there's national security.
Yes, Honorable Chair. That is what the Auditor General's report is saying, but the management letter and the response management at that time gave was that it was the minister that brought the vehicle to Accra.
Now, the recommendation was, we recommended that the regional coordinating director should retrieve the vehicle from the national security without further delay, or be held liable, and will be held liable to pay for its replacement cost. Have you retrieved that vehicle?
No, Honorable.
So, Madam, I think if we held you liable for the vehicle, you'll find a way of retrieving that vehicle. Because you wrote the letter in 2023, you waited to 2024 to write a reminder. It looks like we are not serious about the vehicle. That is my feeling.
Yes, Honorable. I think these were attempts by management at that time. And I assumed office about a month ago.
You took office about a month ago?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, if you were not there when this thing happened, when you are invited, bring the person who was there. It looks like we are shielding people who create all kinds of malfeasance and they move on. Who was the coordinating director at that time?
Honorable Chair, he's indisposed.
Madam, that wasn't the question I asked. There's a simple SHS question. Who?
He's Mr. Fred Ajiman.
Fred Adomako.
Ajiman.
Fred Ajiman. And where is he? He's indisposed, but has he been moved to another ministry or is he on?
Please, he's on sick leave.
Madam, did you drive the vehicle to Accra today? You said you are using the vehicle is in use now, the current one. That's what the regional minister is using.
Yes,
so
Honorable.
should I assume that that is the vehicle you came with today?
Honorable Chair, no. I came by flight, so.
So you use the car in Western Region?
Yes.
You drive it?
Yes.
With no insurance and no roadworthy?
Honorable Chair, that is an anomaly that we've identified, and we are trying hard to rectify that.
So should you drive that vehicle and the unfortunate happen, what would you do?
Well, Honorable Chair, this is a challenge that I've come to meet, and every effort is being made to correct it. Because that's the only vehicle available to me, and that's the circumstance that, the RCC is faced with. And we are doing everything possible to have it corrected.
Do you actually need the original documentations before you can have a roadworthy and insurance covering the vehicle?
I think so. I think that you have roadworthy and insurance. The vehicle's primary documentation should be in place.
Have you bothered to inquire from the DVLA in whose name the vehicle is registered? Because one, it has a chassis number, and secondly, it also has a number plate on it. Have you tried that option?
No, I've personally not tried that. We've not done that. But like I said, she came in, like she indicated, the previous director has been indisposed for some time, and she came in recently. So we've been sitting down looking at all the issues surrounding these matters. And we believe that very soon we'll have it, corrected.
I believe kindly try that, at least to give you an indication as to who exactly the vehicle is registered in the name, so that you can target your approach as trying to find the documentations, rather than driving a vehicle that is not insured and also not roadworthy certified.
Honorable Chair, I think that's something we are going to do, but the issue here, as she indicated, is a certain system in place where vehicles that have come through to the RCCs have not come with documentation. And I think that is something that we have to, rectify, so that going forward, any vehicle that's released should come with some documentation, so that all the other things we need to do, as in getting insurance and all the others, we're able to do.
Honorable Minister, the Western Regional Minister at the moment, if he wasn't a regional minister, he'd be arrested by the police by driving a vehicle, no insurance, no roadworthy. Now we have a regional minister over here. God forbid something happens. The car doesn't have any insurance. Is that how we are treating our ministers?
Honorable Chair, as the regional minister has indicated, the ministry will liaise with them to ensure that the right thing is done, since he said they are working on it. Thank you.
How much a period should we give you, since for 2 years hasn't been done? So with a new team involved now, how long would that, do you think we should give you to rectify this issue?
Honorable Chair, this is a matter that I believe we can get resolved by close of year. By close of year.
Close of year?
Yes.
All right, I will give you that, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
The next infraction is on paragraph 1796. And Honorable Abena Osayasari will take care of that one.
Yeah, Chairman, thank you. This infraction, 32 staff of the Regional Coordinating Council live in government bungalows without paying their rent. The amount in default is 176,588 cedis. The auditors, during their work, also realized that you didn't have a rent ledger to track defaulters. We would like to know, or let me ask that, I would like to know, first, the state of government bungalows in the region. Secondly, whether you've been able to recover the said amount.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Narere Pobanyere David, the Regional Coordinating Director. To answer the first question, the state of government bungalows, I can say almost 75 to 80% of the bungalows we have in the region are in such a deplorable state that requires maintenance. Now, the other aspect of it that has to do with the default payment. Indeed, the RCC is initiating a lot of measures to see how to collect these rent arrears from the default staff. One of the measures we have adopted after I came into office and realized that this problem existed. Indeed, let me mention that the then Regional Coordinating Director, in whose presence this report came up, is late. And so I came in barely a month ago and met this problem. And so what I'm trying to do to solve the problem is I've asked my HR to do a data collection of all the staff affected for us to know their affordability levels as far as the payment is concerned. So when we know the affordability level of every staff, we'll be able to have an undertaking with them for at least the payment of whatever each individual owes to be spread out for a period of at least 6 months so that they can pay it to government as expected. This is what we are trying to do, Honorable Chair.
Yeah. Head of Service, welcome, Prof.
Thank you, Honorable.
Yes, Chief Director, RCC, do you believe that the rent you collect, the 10% rent, basic rent that you charge officers that occupies these bungalows, do you believe that this rent can actually maintain these bungalows? I say this because... No,
Honorable Member.
I know.
It's... Honorable Member, that's a policy from Ministry of Finance. But whether it's enough, that is not their issue for them to talk about.
Yes, so it's an issue that... Build my point, Chairman. When you rush me that way, let me build my point.
Honorable Member, this is a case that we've gone through several times at Public Accounts Committee.
I know. I'm also helping. I wasn't there.
Okay.
You understand? I wasn't
Go
there
ahead.
at that
Go
time.
ahead.
I'm also helping them because I was a DC before. we build new bungalows and allocate to staff and charge them that amount of money, very meager. So that money cannot actually, maintain the bungalows. So it's an issue that if I'm helping them or they can say it here, then all of us as policy makers, we can help them. The reason why are not being able to maintain is because the monies that are charged, honestly, cannot maintain the bungalows. That is one of my observations. So if I'm bringing it out, it is for all of us to help them. Whichever quarters that we can table this, we table it. There are many things we say around this table that are not captured here. And when someone is making his point, you want to come and stop the person. It's not fair.
Honorable member, you are out of order. When it comes to policy, we the parliamentarians, we don't make policy. It's for the executive. Let's move to the next one, please. The next one is paragraph 1802, and that is Honorable Brimer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And the third paragraph relates to an unserved bond. And I just noted that one Silas Kofi Mokla was granted a 4-year study leave with pay. However, they said Mr. Mokla did not return to post after completing his study. And so he was required to refund an amount of 98,575.56 pesos, Ghana cedis, as salaries paid to him for the 4-year period that he undertook that course of study. The auditors also noted that management could not provide Mr. Mokla's bond forms for perusal upon request. So the recommendation was that the regional coordinating director should recover the total amount of 98,575.56 Ghana cedis with interest at the prevailing Bank of Ghana rate to be paid into the Auditor General's recovery account. Regional Coordinating Director, have you been able to collect this money?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We have not been able to collect the said money from the said officer. That notwithstanding, we have written to IOCO to see how IOCO can help us in tracing the officer concerned so that the appropriate measures will be taken for the collection of the money. Thank you.
Director, one thing of interest to me is how we could, why couldn't we trace the forms, the bond forms, which is a necessary prerequisite for any employer to be given or to be awarded a steady leave with pay, so that if we had the bond, forms here, we know whom to fall on to be able to locate Mr. Mokle. So how come he was given steady leave and then the bond where the guarantor signed to guarantee for him were not with your office?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. In fact, we have not lost hope in tracing the forms. We are still making strenuous efforts to see how the forms can be obtained so that we can get the appropriate information to act.
That's after how many years? Because this infraction, I think this report was in 2023. And up to now, the forms, and then I believe the approval for the steady leave was granted somewhere 2018, 2019. And up to now, you don't know where the forms are.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Like I said, I have just come in and I'm putting in a lot of effort to see how this can be addressed.
So do we take it that now you don't even know the guarantors who guaranteed for Mr. Mokle?
For me, as an individual, I will say I don't know them.
As a coordinating council?
As a coordinating council, the forms will help us to be able to know who the guarantors are.
And where are the forms?
That's what we are tracing for.
Chairman, something is missing somewhere.
What is it?
Oh, yes, something is missing somewhere. How do you grant steady leave to an employee and now you can't even trace the bond forms? It's in transit. To where? So I think the approving officers at that time should be held liable if we are not able to find.
Who approved this bond in 2019?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Is the head of the local government service at the time.
Prof, the ball is coming to your court.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
That's the office. So maybe you could be of help.
Yes. For local government service, we report through, Honorable Chair, for local government service, we report through the structures. So at the regional level, if they are not able to find copies of the forms, my chief director just whispered to me that we have copies at the headquarters.
So you have copies at the head office? So can that be shown to the auditors, please?
Yes, we should be able to do that, Honorable Chair.
And on it, you will find the guarantors?
Yes. Usually it comes with a bond.
Yes, and then we can go after them for the money.
So next level, what we're looking at to prevent future occurrence of such things, we want to commit the guarantors as well.
All right. Honorable Payton.
Chairman, my question will go to the management. They indicated here to the auditors that they've requested for the copy from the local government head office. I want to know, do they have a copy of the letter that they've written to, or they wrote to local government service indicating that truly they requested? Do they have a copy of the letter? And has that letter shown to the auditors?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, we have a copy of that letter here. It was dated 16th October 2024.
But Chief Director, if they had this letter at your office and if they wrote a letter to local government services 2024 and you didn't get a response, whom did you address that letter to?
The head of service.
In 2024?
In 2024, Honorable Chair.
And you didn't get a response?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
But now it looks like they have the letter.
Honorable Chair, that is why I said that we are making follow-ups. That's one of the areas that our focus is on to be able to be assisted.
Okay. Follow up with it and then let's see how it goes. We are giving him 30 days. I mean, he can find out where the letter is, the copy of the bond, and then inform the auditors about it, show it to them, and then we'll follow up on trying to get the guarantors. Thank you very much, Prof, for letting us know you have the letter.
Land Use and Spatial Planning Authority, Kumasi. Are they here? Okay. Mr. Kwejo Yeboah, you said. That's my uncle's name. So when you mentioned, I lifted up my head to see whether it was my uncle sitting there, but I realized there's a different Kwejo Yeboah altogether. There's an unserved bond term for one Eliza Abakofi of 59,734. Can you please give us an update on whether you have carried out the recommendation from the Auditor General?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Management, we've made several attempts to recover this amount, but unfortunately, our efforts have not yielded any positive results. And consequently, we sought strategic advice from the Public Services Commission how we'll be able to recover this. We were advised to contact YOCO, which we officially wrote to YOCO on the 24th of June, 2025. YOCO also informed us that they need some critical information in order for them to investigate the issue, which we have provided to them. So we believe that YOCO will be able to investigate and recover this amount for us.
For this particular person, do you have the form?
Yes, please.
So you know the guarantor?
So we've provided the guarantors, everything to YOCO.
But why didn't you contact the guarantor yourself? Or you have done that and it didn't yield any
results? Yes, we contacted them, but it didn't yield any results.
So then what's the essence of guaranteeing something for somebody? If you just fill that form and you don't bear the responsibility should the person refuse the terms stated in the bond, then what's the use of a guarantor?
So Honorable Chair, we've realized that the bond forms, there are some things that we need to do further. So based on that, what we are doing now is, after you sign the bond form, we ask you to also give us a consent letter. Because at times you contact the guarantors, they will say that, hey, we never knew that this should be the issue. No, they have signed. But the consent letter will indicate that they have really consented to the bond that they have signed. So going forward, that is what we're doing now.
Well, but I'm thinking that whoever signs a bond clearly has consented to the consequences of this or anything that happens on the face of it. So must you get a consent? Must they fill another consent letter before they take responsibility for those who break or renege on these bonds? Just before you came, we had the Interior Minister telling us how they are carrying out issues like this. And so I ask that, Honorable Minister, you speak to your colleague, the Interior Minister, to see if he can help you also get in touch with Eliza Abakofi in the way they are handling theirs, which we believe will bear some fruits for us in the end. But you also have to follow up with YOCO. You don't just say, I have written to YOCO, I have done this, and then you fold your arms and sit here and look at us. You will have to also follow up with YOCO and find out from them what they are doing. You have provided them with the information, the relevant information, so we need to see them working. And so, sir, you have to find out from them. And next time, I know it will appear here again because you haven't redeemed or solved this infraction. But next time, you need to come with an update, a clear update of you clearing the bond, or you'll be surcharged as the auditors have provided.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Department of Social Welfare. They are here, yes. Unaccounted revenue, 14,210. We were told this money was supposed to be lodged in the consolidated fund, and it wasn't. Within 24 hours, and it wasn't. So I know you are coming to tell us that beyond a year, you have paid all the monies into the accounts, because this was supposed to have gone into the accounts within 24 hours of collection. And so give us an update on it.
Honorable Chair, the monies have been paid. But the problem that we had was that the day they came for the auditing, our accountant couldn't trace the pay-in slips that very day. So she promised that she would look for it and then send it to them. So she called the auditors, and they agreed that they will come and have a look at the pay-in slips. But unfortunately, they didn't come. Then, early this year, the auditor called me that if we don't bring the documents for her to have a look at it, she'll bring us here. So I told the accountant, who is now on retirement, that quickly you should go and show the pay-in slip documents to them. So she met the auditor. But unfortunately, again, the auditor couldn't get time to look at the documents. So we've paid the money. Yes.
So, audit service, can you confirm if you have now seen the document, validated the document, and so this can be taken off their books?
Honorable Chair, we got to this today. We'll have to do the validation and get back to the committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Public Works Department, Greater Accra, unrecovered debt of 29,226. And is in respect of rent records of 6 tenants occupying the department's warehouse. The total debt was 49,000 and 20,000 has been paid. So the outstanding amount is 29,000.
Honorable Chair, please, this particular one is not under Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. It's under Ministry of Works and Housing.
PWD is not under local government.
No, Honorable Chair.
Remember in August when we met them? Yeah, they said it was under local government. So we had to step the questions down. We met Works and Housing in August, and they said the PWD was under local government. And so we had to step the questions down. Are they not part of the assemblies? They are part of the assemblies.
Honorable Chair, PWD Greater Accra is under the Regional Coordinating Council, Greater Accra.
So are we not speaking to the right people?
Honorable Chair, I think you are.
Are we not speaking to the right people, yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. So proceed to answer the question.
Honorable Chair, we'll seek your permission to go back and then contact the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council and then get back to the committee. Thank you.
Minister, I'll oblige. But there's another one from the Western region that also has to do with building, operating, and transfer agreements between Messrs. Electroland Ghana Limited and Rigpat Company Limited. The infraction here is that you entered into this agreement without appropriate approval. If you have the document, it's on page 464. Can we give them one of the Auditor General's reports? Page 464. But the technical people from local government, Didn't you know you were coming to answer these questions? This is a public document. This is not a document that we produce here. This is a public document. And you should go through to check all the infractions that you have been cited for. It's on page 464 of the report. You see Ministry of Works and Housing, but we all know that the Public Works Department is under the Regional Coordinating Council. And that's exactly what Ministry of Works and Housing told us the day they came in here.
So, Madam Chair, I think that we got the set of questions from the Office of Parliament. But unfortunately, this particular one was not captured in the letter that came to us.
And what I'm saying is that this document is not a secret document. It's a public document. So it is also your responsibility to go through and check whether even what we have sent to you is adequate or not. But I will, like I told the minister, we'll allow it to, we'll step this down and ask you to go and prepare and come and answer these questions. There's another one still under Western Region, Public Works Department, unremitted revenue to the Consolidated Fund of 50,081 cedis. 50,081 cedis. And the auditor is recommending that the regional engineer should ensure that the head of accounts transfers the money into the Consolidated Fund. So, Minister, there are 3 infractions here on page 464 and 465. And so we'll ask that we'll give you another date to appear before us to answer these 3 queries.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We'll come back with the answers.
Okay. Minister, my chair tells me you are done, but I have one question. I want to know the role of DISEC in the various districts, the role of the district's security. Yeah, I want to know the role of DISEC in the various districts.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I think that DISEC is actually put in place to ensure that security is adequately maintained at the district level. And so wherever there is conflict or there are disturbances, then the DISEC will come in and see how they will mediate to ensure that peace prevails. That's their basic rule.
That's their basic rule.
Yeah.
And so they write reports, and when they write the reports, who do they send the reports to, please?
So normally the reports of DISEC go to the REGSEC at the regional level. REGSEC will normally review the reports, and if there are any follow-up actions to be taken, then they take it up and resolve some unresolved issues at the district level.
Okay. And so we all know, last week Friday, an incident happened in Etiwa West. And a member of parliament was handing over a completed AstroTurf to the community. The district chief executive, who is under the Ministry of Local Government, through DISEC, said by handing over that facility, it will create tension, and so they won't allow the member of parliament to do that. They brought in national security, they brought in the police to stop it. I believe this has come to your attention. Can we hide under DISEC to do some of these things? Something as simple as handing over a completed AstroTurf. Honorable Minister, the DCs are under you, and we are your colleagues. We expect that they cooperate with us as we also cooperate with them. But we cannot hide under reports. That's why I asked where does the reports go to? So when they write these reports and it gets to the next stage, do they even come to check or verify some of these things? How does handing over a completed AstroTurf bring tension between one party and another party. Respectfully, Minister, I expect you to address this issue. This shouldn't be an issue that is just on social media, but an issue that you should address as colleagues, not here, but as colleagues, you should address it properly. Because today it is somebody, tomorrow it might be you. And we don't want the DCs hiding behind reports of DISEC to do things that are certainly not the situation on the ground. With this one, I don't expect you to respond, but I was just sharing with you the sentiments of the people of Etiwa West. This was a simple handing over of a completed AstroTurf. And we expect that you take this matter up and do the needful. And also, let's not use this to bring or to create fear and panic, because we have lived peacefully with everybody, and we expect that to continue even in an NDC government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Just to add a little, this issue has come to the attention of the ministry, and my Honorable Minister, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim, has invited the DC to come and brief him as to what went on. So you get a report from that. Thank you.
And I also I'm hoping and looking forward to a clean and bright country. As I saw your minister announce, was it 2 days ago, that we should give him some time and that we will see a clean and a bright Accra and Ghana. So we are waiting and hoping, marking time. And at the right time, we hope that will happen. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, and that is definitely going to happen by the grace of God. And coming Saturday, the 4th of October, is National Sanitation Day. We would want to urge all Ghanaians, wherever you are, you have to be involved in the Clean Up Ghana exercise. Do not open your shops till 10 a.m. when the exercise is complete. Security will be out there, and the sanitation issues are part of the guidelines for the MMDCs. And so every MMDC is going to be marked on their clean and districts. And so we are going to ensure that Ghana is going to be clean, Accra will be bright, and all other districts will be bright. Thank you.
Minister, this is free opportunity, free adverts for you. But thank you very much for attending upon us.
Madam, thank you. You are discharged.
Thank you.
Do we have Minister of Agric? Okay, come on up, please. Is Minister of Agri here?
Doris.
Do you have the minister here?
No, please.
What about the deputy?
The deputy too is not. He's traveled out.
Okay, and we may have to reschedule this meeting because we need either a minister or a deputy minister here with you. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Noted.
Ministry of Agric, is this the first time you are attending upon the Public Accounts Committee?
No, please.
So then why do you know what is expected of you and then you do something else? Because you always come with the political head and then the principal spending officer, which is your chief director. And so if the minister or deputy is not in, respectfully, we are all serving our nation in different capacities. Let's attach seriousness to what we do. We called your minister is not here. It's the same with the AG Minister for Justice. They also refused to attend upon the Public Accounts Committee. We are all doing or they also failed to attend upon the Public Accounts Committee. We are all discharging our mandates in different capacities. Let's respect each other's mandates and do what is expected of us. We will have to reschedule you, but there are also other equally important things that we do. When you do this, you throw our program off board. And so we don't expect this to happen again. So tell the Minister for Agric that we expect to see him or his deputy heading the delegation. And it's the same with the Attorney General and Minister for Justice. He should come or his deputy should come. That is how we address queries, or that is how, that is what the protocol is when Parliament calls you on the Auditor General's report. It is given. It is what is done every time. And I don't expect that under this government, they want to do anything different. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the we've come to the end of the day. Tomorrow we are expecting Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry, Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and Ministry of Transport, all tomorrow. Thank you very much. And the meeting has been adjourned.